Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to manually gather resources when you are on a planet and looking to do some mining. In the case of this planet, I'm looking for cobalt, and I'm also looking for, like, lead and uranium. I arrived in the system, I scanned the planet, and then I looked for an area that looked like it had the stuff that I wanted in it when perusing around the planet. Once you get down on the planet, you hit F to enter your scanning mode, where you can look for these nodes, like here's a node of nickel, and then you click to bring out your laser. If you don't have your laser in your inventory, you can't use it, so go back to your ship and get one, or go wherever you can find and purchase one from a weapons vendor. Now, when you're mining things, generally just walk up and shoot it, and eventually it'll break and it'll give you nickel in your inventory or whatever material that it is. You might notice that there's cobalt here. The dot in the symbol off to the right side means it's slightly rarer than anything else, with the highest rarity being legendary, which is the 3 dots. Now, to speed up this whole mining expedition, I'm going to right-click till the little nodules, little spokes in the center of my screen, all go together into a hexagon. And that will vastly expedite the process of mining because I've now focused my mining laser. Now, you can do some of this stuff a little bit faster later once we get a base, but for right now, this is a pretty decent way to do that, and then we can scan around as we walk looking for additional stuff. Like right now, I'm somewhere in that direction as lead, as it popped up on my screen. Then if I hit E, I can also see like what resources are currently available on this planet that I might be looking for. And you'll generally see things like pockets of lead or cobalt or whatever as little nodes in your HUD that you can gather. They don't all look like the same type of resource or mineral. Sometimes they look like they're made out of scales or crystals, or even sometimes little shards of glass. It really just depends on the planet and where you're farming them. And then, provided that we get back to within, 150 meters of our spaceship, which is way over there, my shield breaker ship. Once you're back within 150 meters, you'll be able to deposit stuff inside of your ship's inventory without actually having to be at the ship. Which is very handy when you're manually mining because rocks are heavy. Alright, looks like I was wrong. It looks like as long as you're within 250 meters of your ship, you can access your ship's inventory. So if I hit tab and open up my shield breaker ship, I can hit F to access the cargo hold, and then hit Q to access my inventory, and from here, I can go to resources, and I can deposit all of this stuff that I have been finding directly into my ship. And now if I go back to the shield breaker's inventory, I have 2,000 some space to keep stuff in right now, and I can always upgrade that later. And now all of my stuff is safely deposited back in here, and I didn't even need to go all the way back to my ship. Now, once you're wandering around in orbit, the whole idea when you're trying to find resources on these different planets is, let's say I want to go mine on Gagarin over here. I'd have to set course and then hit X to travel over there, and then wait for the whole cutscene to play out. And then once we get over here, if it has the resources that I want, we can then scan this ship. So anyway, once we're back over here at Gagarin, we can now scan this planet because it's got oxygen and water. Well, it's got water and chlorine and lead and chloral salines or whatever. We can now hit R to scan the planet. And let's say we need some of those chloral materials. Those are the more rare material, and they're listed as sort of gray. So we'd probably want to find those in one of the grayish areas. So we probably look over here where there's lead, or probably not the water, because that might indicate like actual lakes and stuff. But there's lots of water around here. I would say that the more rare materials are probably in the gray. Then we can go hit X to land, and then we can start looking for those rare materials. The thing that takes the longest when you're going around from planet to planet gathering some resources initially before you have bases to do that for you is going to simply be waiting for cutscenes to take place so that you can then leave your ship and then go out and gather materials. So here we're back on this planet. I can hit F to bring up my scanning HUD, and now I can focus my beam and I can start looking for other stuff. Now, while you're gathering resources, there's other things that you can be scanning for, including plants. You don't really need to scan them, then harvest them. You can just walk up with your scanner turned off and harvest, and it has the added benefit of gathering whatever it is, and then also allowing you to scan it at the same time. So you can do both at the same moment. You'll also end up running into animals as well. They also have different materials that you might want. In the case with animals, again, you don't necessarily have to scan them first. Before you shoot and harvest them, you can literally just start by shooting them, and it has the added bonus of doing both the killing and the scanning at the same time. Now, if you want better drops... from these, or you want more experience or a better challenge, before you load into one of these environments, you should set your difficulty to or very difficult, and then once you land and everything's loaded in, you set it back down to normal or very easy. The experience and the drop tables will stay the same once you have arrived, and then you'll just get better stuff with less waste of ammo when trying to shoot things. So I hope you found that helpful. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been a brief look at gathering and scanning and mining and all that. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.